In the previous video, you have learned true dates with Excel are serial numbers. In this video, you are going to learn how to enter dates correctly in the first place. There are three main reasons causing Excel date mistakes. 1. Wrong regional setting. 2. You enter dates in wrong format. 3. Your data is from a country that has different date format than your country. Now, let's look at them one by one. First, let's look at the impact of the regional format setting. Here, I'm going to enter a few dates. I will enter the date of December 25th, 2030. And I'm located in Toronto, Canada. The first one, I'm entering this way, 12/25/2030. Enter. You notice this date did not align to the right, which means this is text, which means this is not a true date. Now, if I enter the other way, 25/12/2030, enter. Again, they're still aligned to the left, which means it's not a true date. It's still a text, because true date will be number, they'll be aligned to the right. Now, if I enter in another format, 2030/12/25, enter. You see this time, this date aligned to the right because this is a true date. It's a number, so it aligns to the right. I can show you the true content of the three cells by holding down Control, then press grave accent, which will show you the true contents in the cell rather than the appearance. You see the third one is number 47,842, which is the true date because date is a number. And the first two, they are still text, so they're not true dates. Now let me change back with Control grave accent. For my fellow Canadians, many of you may be surprised because in Canada, when we work with Excel, I would believe most people enter the date in the format of month, day, and year. How come over here it's not being accepted? It only accepts the format of year, month, day. So this is because before my recording, I purposely changed my computer setting, the region format, to be English Canada, which only accepts the format of year, month, and day. Now, let me show you where to go to change that setting and what that setting really means. So I will go to my Windows icon and go to the settings. And on the left pane, I will go to the time and language. And on the right side, I will click on language and region. And when I scroll down a little bit, I can see here region format, which is set as English Canada. When I use this arrow to expand this section, this says the short date format is 2024-12-28, which is in the format of year, month, and day. And that's why only when I enter the year, month, day format, my date was accepted as true dates. When I enter month, day, year, or day, month, year, they weren't accepted. I believe for most computers in Canada, their regional format are not really set as English Canada. I believe most of them are set as English United States. For my computer, before I changed this into English Canada, originally this actually was recommended. When this is recommended, it's going to match the regional format with the Windows display language. In my case, it's English United States. Then the region format will match that, so that will also be in the English United States format. In this format, the short date will be in the format of month, day, and year. Please note over here, it says some apps may need to be closed and reopened to see formatting change. So now let me go back to my Excel, and I need to close this Excel app and open again to see the impact of the change. Let me close this and save and open this again. Now I have reopened Excel application, and in this file I will enter the date again in the format of 12/25/2030 and enter. You see this time this format is being accepted. If I enter in the day, month, year format, so 25/12/2030, enter, you see that format is not accepted. So I want you to be aware Different countries may have different format for the date. In US, it's in the format of month, day, and year. In China, it's year, month, and day. And in many countries in Europe, it's day, month, and year. So you have to know which region format your computer is set as. Then you have to enter the date according to that format. Now let me go back to regional format setting. Even though my format here is using English United States, but I could still go to change the format by clicking on this change format, and then I will see the short date format. From drop down, I could change to a different format, like this one, 05-APR-17, which is in the format of day, month, and year. So if I accept this format, that means I have to enter short date in the format of day, month, year. So after this change, if I go back to language and region, go back to regional format, despite my regional format is English, United States, but for the short date, the format is day, month, and year. Last month, I was delivering Excel on-site training at a company, and one of the attendees shared with me one problem she was encountering with dates, which is she was trying to enter date in the format of month, day, and year, which should be fine for most of us, but on her computer, Excel is always interpreting the first 2 digits as the day, the second 2 digits as month, which drove her crazy. So I checked her computer regional format. Even though the regional format was English United States, but for the short date, it was in the format of day, month, and year, which caused the problem. So I guided her to change the short date format by coming to the change format, change the short date format back to month, day, and year, and then that solved her problem. So this is the first major reason causing Excel date mistakes. You have to know what is the format you plan to enter the date into Excel, and make sure the regional format, especially the short date format, is set as the way you plan to enter your date. For those of you located in Canada, I'm curious to know, is your computer regional format set as English Canada or maybe as English United States? I tend to think most computers in Canada have the regional format set as English United States. Please let me know in the comments. Now, the second major reason causing Excel date mistake is that we may not enter the date in the proper recognized Excel date format. What are those proper and recognized date format? This is subject to the regional format, as one format could be the wrong format in one region, but it could be right format in another region. I'm going to use the United States regional format to go through some of those correct and incorrect date format. In the United States format, I have to type the month first and the day and the year. If I type 12/25/2030 and enter, this will be accepted. And now if I type in the wrong format by typing the day first, so 25/12/2030, then that's not accepted. Or if you type a date, could be say December 10th, I type the 10th first /12/2030, and I intend to type the date of December 10th, 2030, then in the US regional format, this date will be accepted. But this will be interpreted as October 12, 2030. If I enter, so that is a true date, but it's the date of October 12, not December 10th. Besides the order, the other important thing is the delimiter, which is a special character separate the 3 parts of the date. In the United States regional format, the accepted delimiters are slash, as we did over here, and also the hyphen. So you can type 12-25-2030, and that will be accepted too. But if I use the dot, then that won't be accepted. If I type 12.25.2030, then that's not accepted. However, the dot could be accepted in certain countries. And when type the date, we don't necessarily need to type the year. So if I type 12/25 without the year, it's going to assume the year with the current year. So if I enter, that will show me the year as the year 2024. And when I type the date, I may type the year in 2 digits, say 12/25, the year of 65. Now that 65, does that mean 1965 or the year 2065? It really depends on your setting. In this case, if I enter, this will be interpreted as the year 1965. So you need to be aware what's your setting to interpret the 2-digit year. To do that, you need to click on this Windows icon and go to Setting, and on the left pane, go to Time and Language, and go to Language and Region, and go down a little bit. You will see Administrative Language Setting. Click on that. That will open Region dialog box, and we need to go to the Format tab. And then at the bottom, we need to click on Additional Setting, which opens this Customize Format dialog box. And we need to go to the Date tab. And here we see Calendar section. When a 2-digit year is entered, interpret as a year between, in my case, being 1950 and 2049. But we can change this. So if I increase this year to maybe 2069. So with this setting, if I enter the year 65, that would mean the year 2065 rather than 1965, because this means the 2-digit will be in the range from 1970 to 2069. For now, I don't plan to change my setting. I will just cancel and cancel this one too and go back to my Excel file. So when we enter the date as a numerical, we'll have to have the right delimiters. In US will be the / and hyphen. We'll have enter in the right order, meaning in US, we'll have enter month, day, year format. And the year can be 2 digits or 4 digits. If it's 2 digits, then your setting will decide how the 2 digits are interpreted. And if you don't enter the year, you can just enter just the month and day, and Excel will assume the year will be the current year. Now you may enter the date with a month being the word spelled out. In that case, you enter DECEMBER, December, then space 25, and then you have to do a comma over here, and the space, then year 2030, then that will be accepted. Now if I enter this as something a little bit different, say DECEMBER 25, and then I don't do a comma, I just do a space 2030, then this format is not a regular format. If I enter, this is not being treated as a date, this is a text. You have to have a comma after the day before the year. Now if I enter this in another way, slightly different way, DECEMBER 25, and then comma, but then I don't type a space, I will just follow with the year right after the comma. So 2030, with this format, enter, you see that's not being treated as a date. We have to have a space before the year and after the comma. Then when you type the year can be in 2 digits again. So DECEMBER 25, comma. I can type the year as just 30. That will still be accepted. It will understand it's year 2030 based on the setting. Now the month, you may not need to type the full month name. I can type the DEC and then 25, comma 2030, then that's accepted. You may also type more than 3 letters, say DECEM space 25, comma 2030. That's also accepted too, but cannot be less than the first 3 characters. And when you type the month in this type of format, with the month being text, you can only have the month to be text. You cannot have the day or the year in letters. If I type December 25th with a TH, then comma 2030, then that's not accepted. The day portion, the year portion, they have to be numerical. And the month portion can be in words. So with that, it's not accepted as date. Now finally, there is a format called ISO format, International Standard Organization format, which always start with year, so 2030/12/25. So the ISO format is the year first in 4 digits, and then the month and the day. Then this format, regardless which regional format your computer is set as, this will be always accepted. and interpret it correctly. So if I enter, it knows it's December 25th, 2030. Of course, you can also use the hyphen delimiter. So if I type 2030 hyphen 12 hyphen 25, and that will be accepted too. In this ISO format, the year has to be in 4 digits. If I type like a 30/12/25, then Excel will have a problem because it will treat the first 2 digits as a month. When enter, would be treated as text because there's no month of 30. You only have 12 months in the year. So if you use the ISO format, the year has to be in 4 digits. So year first, month, and the day. So in the US regional format, this will give you a sense of what are the recognized date format and some of those round date format. Now, the third major reason for having round dates within Excel is because your data is from a country has different date format than your country. Here, I have a list of dates. On the surface, those appear to be the correct dates because they're aligned to the right, they're numbers. And those appear to be round date because those are aligned to the left, they're text. And then further down over here, they also appear to be the correct dates because they're aligned to the right. And those one aligned to left, they appear to be the round date as a text. Actually, all the dates over here are round dates because this file may have originated from United Kingdom, which had the format of day, month, and year. And when this file was exported, it may have been exported as text file or CSV file. And when we open this file in Excel with the US regional format, then it's going to interpret the portion before the first slash as a month. So it treats those as dates because it can make sense of January 1st, February 1st, all the way to December 1st. But it cannot make sense of the 13th month or 14th month, the first day, then those are treated as text. And then when we come to February, Excel will make sense as January 2nd, February 2nd, March 2nd. In reality, those are actually February 1st, February 2nd, February 3rd. So Excel treated those as dates, but then once come to the 13th day, it couldn't make sense of the 13th month, then we'll treat those as text. So those are all actually round date. Those actually mean January 1st all the way to January 31st, and then February 1st all the way to February 18th. So the all round will have to use function formula to convert the dates into the correct dates, which you will learn in the next video of the Mastering Excel Dates series. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you find this video valuable, please give it a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next video in the series. Thank you.